Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and here we have Game 3 in a best-of-3 series between Liquid TLO, the German random player representing Team Liquid. This is the upper bracket or winner's bracket finals of the PokerIdol.com tournament, which was played in the United Kingdom. It was a live event, £1,500 on the line for first place, and his opponent today is SjoW, the red Terran, over here on the right side of Scrap Station. TLO, obviously, the purple Terran, but SjoW is the red one. And the series is tied 1-1. It's game 3 in a best of 3. Obviously, the series is tied 1-1. So each player has figured out something that the other player is weak against. TLO shown us time and time again that he hates workers. He utterly hates them. He does not want any SCVs to live unless they are wearing purple. If they're wearing red, they are not allowed to continue living their lives, drilling minerals, collecting gas. They must die. SjoW, on the other hand, has shown us he really likes Marines. That's pretty much it so far. He's built a ton of them. He's been upgrading them. He's been attack moving with them and winning against TLO at least once on that game in Metalopolis. But now we have Scrap Station. We saw TLO do what I like to call the squeeze play, where you send Hellions up the front, Octo drop in the back. Scrap Station is where that pretty much originated. You go the 1-1-1 build until you get 8 Marines, 3 Hellions or so, and a single medevac, and you just do the squeeze play. Kill off as many workers as you possibly can, and voila, you are ahead. There's really nothing the other player can do about it unless they have enough forces to block both the front and the back completely from a nice medevac drop. And this spawn for SjoW, this is actually the easier side to be the victim of a squeeze play, since the medevac can drop back here, back here, back here, and you might not have vision unless you've got supply depots all over the place. On the other side, really right here and right here are the only possible spots, so TLO really only needs to have 2 buildings even close to that to be able to block off any kind of squeeze play. And SjoW, I've never seen him really do the Hellion and Marine, double threat like that before. TLO I've seen do dozens of times, so I really am expecting that. The fact that he's doing the very standard Terran build so far, has not thrown up a second barracks, has not shown any signs of wanting to do a 1 racks or 2 racks expand, makes me think that he will probably try and do it again. Factory coming up here just supports that theory even further. SjoW is going to do what worked for him there on Metalopolis, try and do that 1 racks expand here on Scrap Station. Not a terrible idea, just because, the rush distance is so long around the middle of the map by the Zelnaga Tower. And hey, what is this? This is an SCV from SjoW, the blind Terran. Is he actually going to try and scout TLO? We shall see. Or is he just trying to hang on to the Zelnaga Tower to see what TLO is doing? SjoW actually very paranoid right now, evidently, as he goes and checks out the gold base. He's not going to expand there. He doesn't have enough minerals, and he already is throwing up a natural, so assuming he's just checking this to make sure TLO is not going down there, which is interesting, because SjoW usually doesn't scout anything. We saw a game that SjoW played where some Dark Templar tech was hidden down there, but obviously TLO is not going to be able to do anything of the sort. So now SjoW is heading into the main of TLO. He's going to run right past this SCV of Mr. the Little One. And his command center is about to be completed here. TLO has 5 Marines and a Hellion already out. The Hellion's going to run right into this SCV, or run right past it. He doesn't even care. TLO is just going to hang out at its ramp, wait for the SCV to get a little bit closer before trying to kill it off. And what is this going up here? A bunker separating, or actually covering both the natural and the main, so that's not too bad of a spot there. TLO is sending his 5 Marines out here to totally destroy this SCV before he even got a chance to see anything beyond that factory. Single Hellion at the Zelnaga Tower here as this scouting SCV from TLO runs right past him again. Starport already making a medevac. There are Hellions on the field. There are lots of Marines on the field. If this ain't a squeeze play, I don't know what it is. But SjoW is sending a scouting Marine right now as well. Interesting. Not sure what that's about. These 2 Hellions are going to find him and torch him, burn him alive. You can see he fell backward there in a little charred pile of goo, and his body will just disintegrate into Scrap Station forever and ever. His ashes will remain in space. That Marine gave his life for the red Terran army, and these 2 Hellions are hungry for more. They're coming in here to the front. TLO is dropping in the back with the 8 Marines. It is all coming alive now. I'm going to watch the Marines and keep the Hellions in the picture-in-picture, see what they're able to do. The Marines should be able to do a lot more damage. They at least are the ones getting these SCVs to pull off the mineral line. There you see a couple of them explode there. TLO does have his Hellion joining up now with the Marines. A bunker is going up, so SjoW will be unable to mine this whole time. Thankfully for SjoW, he has that natural and is able to transfer all his workers over there at least. He loses another SCV and is definitely going to lose the supply depot. I don't know where SjoW's army is. Here it is finally showing up. He's got quite a lot of Marines here to be able to hold this off, so I think he will actually manage to do it. Got to kill that SCV off, of course, to make sure it doesn't repair that bunker up. Might be able to take out the medevac. No, he is focusing down the bunker instead. Going to kill off the creamy filling of Marines inside and now start to gun down the medevac. It's got 5 health left, so TLO once again escaping with a medevac in the red. SjoW survives the attack, but if you look at the worker count, it's again in TLO's favor, despite SjoW having 2 bases and TLO just finishing up his natural. 25 harvesters to 20. Gas income far in TLO's favor, obviously, since there's only 1 refinery even up for SjoW and there's no SCVs in it. Wow, SjoW really just having to stick with Marines only right now. He has no gas income still as he gets all his workers back to where they originally were. 4 barracks are up here. He's getting stim, or actually already has stim, pretty much the first upgrade you want to get with this 1 Rax expand build, get that stim pack. Then you got to get concussive shells and combat shields, but last game SjoW didn't do that. He just kept massing units, spent all of his income on those units, and tried to just take the game. Actually did manage to take the game, so I shouldn't say tried. But 2 more barracks being added on for TLO. Now he's getting that tech lab. Soon he will have stim pack for his very own, and he's got probably a much larger army despite actually losing a lot of units. No, SjoW actually has the much larger army. 19 Marines and a Marauder against a tank, 5 Marines and a medevac. If SjoW was ballsy enough, he could actually do a counterattack right now and potentially kill TLO, but he just doesn't have the infrastructure right now. He doesn't have the defense in his mineral lines to be able to be secure enough in that decision to try and break down these rocks and get over to TLO's base. Of course, these sieged tanks here. What is happening here? TLO is shooting his own tank and stops. He just did 65 damage to his siege tank and now has to repair it back up. But SjoW, you know, it's a good thing he's not attacking right now, because this bunker and these 2 siege tanks with SCVs repairing them would actually probably be able to obliterate all of these Marines. Viking coming in to try and take a peek. Lots of Marines and Marauders here for SjoW, going to be able to ward him off. Well, not so much the Marauders as the Marines, but you get the idea. Still just 4 barracks up. No factory finished yet. Here's one coming up. Not quite complete. This reactor starport making a Viking and medevac, keeping both of those in production so we can maintain air dominance and drop ability. This Marine is just parked here, not trying to break down the destructible rocks, just making sure TLO is not breaking down the destructible rocks. Good supply depot placement here means that SjoW is not going to be able to elevate her up and just come into his natural, like that spotting that he's got going on. SjoW actually has the same here with his engineering bay. Kind of an interesting spot, but it works. +1 infantry weapons coming up for SjoW. TLO, let's look at his production tab real quick. We got Stimpack, Marines, tanks, medevacs. Very common Terran composition there. He's got no armory up as far as I've seen, so Thor is not going to be a possibility just yet. Still could see them later in this game, who knows. A couple of Marines looping around here to try and take out this Hellion. Hellion gets a perfect blast, that's all 3 of them, but he is going to have to get out of there unless he wants to explode into RC car, fiery carnage debris. What is coming up here? SjoW is getting a 3rd command center right now, going for base number 3. This starport landed a little bit off of the reactor, which can happen if you're moving really, really fast with your APM. Let's just take a look at the APM, just out of curiosity. 220 something for TLO right now, 130 something for SjoW. Average is far in TLO's favor. He's way faster than SjoW, but both of these players are pretty equal as far as skill. TLO doing a huge drop here. He's got a ton of Marines and 4 tanks loaded up in these little medevacs here. SjoW just getting a turret up here. He's got one already prepared. Is this medevac going to die with anything inside of it? Yes, he loses the medevac and 2 Marines here. We see some blasts going on from the tanks, which are already sieged. TLO being very fast here, getting this set up. Now he is just blasting away at all these Marauders and Marines, but SjoW actually might have enough here to break through. I don't know, actually. He's going to have to lose all of his army here to just 3 siege tanks and a couple of Vikings left here for TLO. All the medevacs did go down, so he's not going to be able to escape, but SjoW is not able to do any mining. He lost a lot of workers there. Once again, it's 45 harvesters for TLO against only 28 from SjoW. Vikings landing now, blasting down these supply depots. SjoW not really doing anything, any kind of retaliation. TLO bringing over some more units, losing a medevac, but he did manage to land these 3 Marines and siege tanks, so he's just blasting everything. These Vikings walking around like Goliaths. SjoW finally shows up with some reinforcements here, medevacs and marauders. Scan goes down for some reason, not sure what that's up. What's up with that? Siege tank trying to get range, I guess. TLO dropping that scan just so he can have vision over there. But SjoW actually does have enough units here to possibly be able to take this stuff out. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. He could actually lose this orbital command if he doesn't lift off. Viking and a tank showing up for SjoW, so he has a decent force here. TLO actually attacking that 3rd base now at the exact same time. SjoW finally stims up, hits the attack button, and kills off everything that's left in his base. This orbital command needs some repairs right now or it is going to burn down. He drops a couple of mules there. It's starting to be repaired, so let's check out what was over here at the 3rd. It was a few Marines and a Hellion. This orbital command actually burning down slowly in its own. It's got orange health right now, though, so it should actually have enough time to be repaired up if SjoW can get some SCVs over there. His main army moving around to the front now. TLO still has a medevac with 8 Marines tucked inside. He's going to continue his assault here. Let's look at the income tab. 48 harvesters to 34. Still heavily in TLO's favor, at least in gas income. Mineral income not too far off for SjoW. But now we see a lovely octo drop back here, and there's nothing really here to defend except a single turret going to ward away that medevac, but of course all the Marines are already dropped, so it's not even really a big deal. He's killing off SCVs left and right. SjoW taking his sweet time getting over here, going to lose a lot of workers once again to these Marines. TLO knows this force is forfeit, so he is just going to try and gun down SCVs. The Vikings showed up, killed off that medevac, so that drop is complete. He actually did another one here in the main. TLO relentless with his drops. He hates workers. Didn't I tell you this? 50 harvesters now to 19. TLO does not want your workers to live. He just wants to kill those little space rednecks inside their drill uniforms, and he's just, you know, taking a huge advantage right now. Let's look at the army tab here. We'll see that TLO's army is pretty exciting here. He's got 110 against 81. Look at the units right now, and we'll see a large majority of that army supply is SCVs, but this force looks pretty menacing nonetheless. Combat shield, no, not combat shields, concussive shells coming up for TLO. He's already got combat shields, as does SjoW. Both of these guys about to engage in mortal combat here. Planetary Fortress being shelled by these siege tanks. SjoW does have a force of his own. Does have 1-1 upgrades here. TLO setting at 0-0 for his mech, 0-0 for his infantry, but this Planetary Fortress being shelled by these tanks, if he doesn't attack this soon, he could actually lose it. Now he starts to move in. Stim and medevacs coming in here trying to blast down these tanks, actually focusing the infantry first. Needs to get these tanks as they are doing the majority of the damage. Finally, they start to go down as the meaty exterior of Marines and Marauders gets finished off there. Big pools of blood all over the ground here, and this bunker might burn down. TLO might need to salvage this or try to get it repaired back up. Now he is repairing it with that single SCV. TLO dropping a few Marines over here on the spotter engineering bay, going to be able to take that out. Of course, it's not researching anything right now, but that doesn't matter. Still losing that ability to get any upgrades in the future. This Planetary Fortress still being assaulted right now by siege tanks. Have to imagine that is going to explode in just a moment. There it goes. So SjoW down to really only one possible mining base with only 23 workers against 52, trying to react to this little drop here, killing off those Marines. But Marines are just so cost efficient. He can just do this all day long. No drops in the main right now, but this huge force out here in the front, loading up into medevacs right now, probably just going to elevate her right up in here, try and continue this assault on the natural. I don't know if that's a great idea, since that was the last place TLO saw SjoW's army. Could actually do a lot more damage in the main right now, where there is nothing to defend except a handful of Marines. But it's TLO's game. He'll take it where he wants to. He moves in right as SjoW starts to leave. What great timing there. The tanks siege up, and now SjoW is not going to be able to try and bust this with anything, and the main force of TLO actually moving up the front here as well. Single tank from SjoW caught off out of position, going to be destroyed quite easily. Let's watch this big engagement. TLO going to stim up, catch these tanks before they're able to siege up, focuses them down, and just backs off, baiting all these Marines and Marauders into the siege line here, and SjoW is going to lose a lot of units to these tanks. This one here has 14 kills, but TLO does clear that. I mean, SjoW does clear up those units from TLO, but Now his natural is under fire, and SjoW GG's. That is going to be it for the winners bracket finals of this PokerIdol.com tournament. TLO taking Game 3 there on Scrap Station, winning the series 2-1. So now TLO will move on into the grand finals. SjoW will drop down into the losers bracket and have to play another best of 3 if he wants to show up again in the grand finals. So congratulations to TLO getting all the way to the grand finals. I will cast those grand finals games in a day or two, so stick around if you want to see how TLO does. And that's going to be it for now. Once again, I want to remind you guys about the mousepad and StarCraft 2 giveaway that I'm doing on my channel. Just go to my channel page and you will see that video. It's just called StarCraft 2 giveaways. Check that out if you want a chance to win some sweet autographs and a copy of StarCraft 2. But that's it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.